Hey GolfPass, I've put together a practice plan to help you hit more accurate shots. Here's what we're working on today. First, some easy pre-shot pointers to help you set up for success. Then, how to make your range sessions feel more like real on-course play. I'll walk you through some key checkpoints to get better contact on your pitch shots, and we'll finish with a fun short game challenge that can save you strokes fast. Following this practice plan, we'll make the next shot your best shot. Welcome to the Season 3 premiere of The Next Shot. I'm Nathalie Sheehan here at Pelican Golf Club in Bel Air, Florida, and we have got a great season in store for you. In each episode, you can expect to learn blocked practice where we're working on our swing, some sort of drill, over and over again. We're gonna do some random practice, which is a little bit more like what happens on the golf course. It's more creative. We're hitting different shots and learning how to translate our range game to the golf course. We're also going to include a short game segment in every episode to help you get the ball in the hole faster, leading to lower scores. The final segment in each episode is gonna be some sort of fun game that's going to challenge you and make you feel a little uncomfortable, more like what happens on the golf course. So these episodes are designed to help you actually shoot lower scores and give you a very clear game plan of how to do that with your entire game. We're starting today with the very basics. What are the fundamentals of a great, repeatable golf swing? Grip, aim, stance, and posture. I'm gonna show you how we can practice those things so that you have a solid foundation to hit your best shots over and over again when you're out on the golf course. You can see I've got a special grip on my club here, and you may have seen a notable name in the golf world using one of these very often on the range as he's warming up, Scottie Scheffler, one of the best in the world. He has a grip helper on his club, and you will see him on the range warming up for a PGA Tour event, working on his grip. If the best player in the world is working on his grip over and over again, I think we should all be very conscious of our grip as well. So I recommend getting one of these and putting it on a club and practicing putting those hands on the club over and over again the right way. It shows you how to have your thumbs very close to your hand pinched in there. It shows you how your hand should work together on the club, and it forces the grip more into the fingers of that front hand or your left hand there. So I really enjoy using these. Put one on a club, use it at home. Just practice putting those hands on the club the right way over and over again to help you have that excellent foundation in your setup. The second thing that's really essential is that we get our posture right. If you're somebody who tops the ball a lot, I want you to make sure that your chest is close enough to the ground. Very commonly, I see players who top the ball setting up like this, so my upper body is very upright and my legs are almost tucked underneath me. From here, it's very challenging to reach the ground appropriately, and you're not gonna have a very easy time making ground contact. So we're gonna see a lot of topped shots, maybe some chunked shots as well. The easiest way for you, since we all have different length torsos and legs and all of those things, the easiest way for you to figure out how you should be set up is to stand up nice and tall and take one hand on the front of your leg here. And we're gonna feel like we push our hips backward, almost like we're taking a bow on stage as we do this, and let that hand slide down until your fingertips get to the top of your knee there. From there, I'm gonna let my arms hang right underneath my shoulders. So for me, this is about how bowed over I should be, versus what I see a lot is this way. So my chest is facing out in front of me quite a bit. With my correct posture, my chest is bent over toward the ground, and now I've got lots of room for my hands and arms to swing back and through without my body being in my way. So check your grip, check your posture, and then the next thing that we are going to do is grab our alignment sticks. We're gonna create a practice station. I want you to do this every time you hit golf balls because it's gonna allow you to stay set up relatively correctly. As soon as our alignment gets really far off, I start aiming too far to the right, I start aiming too far to the left to compensate maybe for what's going on in my golf swing, it's gonna make our problems worse. So if we can have our alignment and our ball position correct, we're gonna have a much easier time with not having issues in our swing. So I'm gonna lay an alignment stick outside of my target line here. So this is above my golf ball, parallel to my target line. I put it outside the golf ball because it will not affect my swing. If we put it inside the golf ball, it can sometimes cause us to be a little bit steeper in the downswing there. So I prefer it to be outside the golf ball. I'm gonna take my other stick here, and if I placed it at the back side of the golf ball, I'm just gonna pull it toward me a little bit so again, it doesn't interfere with my golf swing. But I'm lining that up with the back side of the golf ball, and now I can see where my ball position is between my feet. We always measure ball position from the back side of the golf ball. That's very important to understand. We're not measuring it from the center or the front of the ball because we are making contact with the back side of the golf ball. So that's where we want the ball position to be correct. So I have a hybrid in my hand here. I'm gonna go ahead and set the club in. So the alignment stick is in line with the edge of my club face. And then for this club, it's a touch ahead of center. This is a 6 hybrid. So it's about a ball ahead of the center of my stance there, and I can clearly see with where the stick is between my feet that that is correct. So this is a great way to self-diagnose. If you came in here and you set this station up and you realized, wow, that stick is really close to my back foot, you can adjust automatically in your practice before you start to make errors in your golf swing that might be a bigger issue or create a bigger issue. We don't want to practice the wrong way. Creating a station like this when you practice is essential. So let's go ahead and hit one here. This is, again, our blocked practice, so we're hitting the same shots over and over. We're checking our setup, we're hitting shots at the same target and really working maybe on something in our swing. So I'm just really nailing down my setup here. I'm gonna make sure my posture is perfect and then go ahead and hit one. And that is just about perfect there. I love that, right on my target line, and that's because I was very diligent about getting my grip correct, getting my posture correct, lining myself up in my ball position properly. So be very diligent about the boring things in your swing. We can all set up correctly. It doesn't take that much skill. It just takes some patience to force yourself to do the little things properly. The last thing I want to show you is a very simple balance drill. So I cut a pool noodle into a couple of little pieces here for myself. And this is a great way to work on balance in your swing. The best players in the world are excellent at controlling the bottom of their arc. They don't hit the ground way behind the ball. They don't top it very often, maybe occasionally, but in general, that's what the best players in the world are excellent at, is controlling where that club is hitting the ground. And that has to do with their head staying relatively steady throughout their swing. So we're gonna use our pool noodle pieces here underneath our feet. We're gonna stand on top of them as best you can. So I'm squishing them down a little bit. It feels a little unstable, but not too crazy. And I want you to just practice going into your backswing position with those under your feet. So obviously if you sway or slide, you're gonna have a hard time keeping yourself on top of these noodles here because it's a little bit unstable. So it's really forcing you to feel what it feels like to turn into that backswing without falling out of balance and without our head moving laterally side to side a lot. So this is going to help us make excellent, repeatable contact with the ground and hit better, more consistent shots. So I'm gonna do that one more time before I go ahead and hit the ball. I'm really feeling a lot of my core working here as I do this. And then we're gonna go ahead and kick these out of our way and hit a shot. So I'm gonna feel the same thing when I go to hit the ball, get my setup correct. That was even better than that first shot that I hit, striped right down my target line. I really felt my core working there from that pool noodle drill that we just worked on. And because my setup was excellent, my shot was excellent. Working on the boring things in your golf swing is going to help you when you get out on the golf course, hit less bad shots and have more fun shooting lower scores. Be very persistent in your pursuit of a great setup, a great grip, a great posture, an excellent aim, and it will make the next shot your best shot.